Yes.
Okay.
It may feel like you're not going to get your way.
Yeah.
What it sounds like.
For loyalty and ambition. That's not too much. I'm so sorry.
So you don't get that.
I
respect.
Sad.
Go ahead. But what you got to understand about men is we get disappointed and let down every day.
Every single day.
Mama, hold on, Queen. My mama told me that I could be anything I wanted to be in the world. But guess what? I'm probably not going to be president if I wanted to be. So we have to deal with disappointments and things of that nature. You know what? We have to deal with it. The fact that we might not make this much, or we might have done this, or we might not have made it to the league, or we might not have been a rich nigga, or we might have been inherited a whole bunch of money. That's something that we have to deal with. We have to deal with disappointments every day that the world is not going to be what we make it. And sometimes I feel like women live in this fairy tale world where they think everything should be exactly how they want, and that's just not realistic. So you got to find a way to compromise and take the good with the bad and the bad with the good. That's all I'm saying. There's no such thing as a perfect man. There's no such thing as a perfect world.
In certain things, yeah, that's instinctual to me, certain stuff. But because of even the women, my grandmother says nigga, like, and she's 90 something or whatever. So that is hard to be like, you know, like that's what I mean about that. But because it just comes too natural, and I'm saying you want to be. You should want someone else.
I'm not mad at somebody that says nigga or female that says nigga. No, but some guys are. But if you direct it towards him, if you direct it towards your man, I think that's the disrespect.
Yeah, but I don't do that either. If like somebody I'm talking to, I'll be like, if I'm telling them a story, like I have conversations with who I'm talking to, so I'll be like, this nigga, blah blah blah, or this bitch, and I'll be talking, and I'll be animated when I be telling a story, and I'll be telling, and I think that. They don't say it, but I think some people will be like looking at you like, what the fuck? Like, why is you talking like that? Like, why? Like, I don't know. He's a provider. He was when he had to go hunt. Or how I eat. When I eat, I'm a savage, and I didn't realize that. And nobody never said nothing, but I just thought about it.
I think you're so cautious about that shit.
No, I really
like
do.
You said, nobody
because
said
because one person one time, and then I just replayed it in my mind because I realized like I be savage.
I've seen you eat though. I remember when we got the wings. You see what I'm saying? You ate about 2 of the bitches. That's not no fucking.
No, I'm not talking about.
You could have had way more.
I'm talking about the way that I eat, not how much.
Oh, okay.
Like,
yeah, I'm not really.
But I'm probably more conscious. Like I be smacking. Like my little brother would be so mad with me. Like I'm eating like you eat just like that. Like wipe your mouth. Like why you smacking? Chew. And I was thinking my mouth is closed. I don't even know that I'm doing this or whatever. And why you got this right in my face? You know I don't want to be. You got this on.
He does not even have the ability to decode what a facial expression looks like. She's telling the truth. Listen,
so I guess I can't lean forward. So, and cut that other part out. I didn't want to be in it. I didn't.
You wasn't in it.
If I lean up, it's right there. I never showed up on the screen when I leaned up. Because I was up here like this. It had
sit on. Nah, you wasn't in it. You gotta lean in.
Yeah, but when I did like this, you can see me.
They probably see you do right.
But yeah, I like that, and I feel like one guy I was talking to, I was eating because I had ordered some food, and I didn't even think like I feel like I should have been like, oh, do you want something? But I was hungry, like, and the food came and at the same time we was getting ready to leave. I was like, let me eat this first or whatever. But and they were just looking at me like disgusted. Like, and I'm like, what? At the moment, I'm like, what's wrong with you? But then I thought about it after, and I'm like, he probably like, she is happy. Like, why she eat like, but he didn't say nothing. Or maybe, obviously, I'm making this up in my head because I don't know what he was thinking about. I'm thinking about
it.
Nah,
you know. Instincts don't lie. Yo.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, he's.
That's embarrassing. He probably like,
You should have been like, what?
I did say that. He said nothing, but I'm.
Did he smile when he said nothing?
No, he just shook his head like he was just. He was like nothing.
That's true. You should have been like, do I disgust you? Do I disgust you?
It was just steak and cheese. and I was savaging that.
Hungry, fucked up, bro.
He can't tell you how you
But that's
now you want him to do
unattractive for a woman. You just, I don't know, cause I really do. Like, I be more mindful of it now. But when I love to eat or whatever, so when I eat food, like sometimes I be dancing when I eat because it be so good. Like
I see TikToks on that.
On the move like I need a new hobby. Fucking
but like I be savage. I don't know. I try not to. I try to be. My friend, she would like. Every time when we would eat, I don't know if she still do that, but when we were growing up, everything, a sandwich, everything, she was breaking it up in little pieces like this before she eat it. And I was like, why is she eating like that? Like, you playing with your food, like, eat that. Saying there, break, and then you got a pile of leftovers that you done tore up. Like, you break a piece of either, put the other piece over there, you just wasted food. But she probably did the kid. She did. She was like, I don't be eating them guys, but now she do. But she don't eat like that. She eat like a girl should eat. I feel like not necessarily breaking the stuff out, but not all messy and stuff. Like
candles and stuff. But what happens when it get out of control? It tear up everything. It burn down everything. You have to control fire. Fire is a masculine energy. So when you invest into the masculine, you either burn money or you blow money. Air signs are also masculine. So people are investing into males.
I'm an air sign. What you talking about?
Yo. If you don't train the male early, you got to about 3 years old.
Yo. You can hear me on the mic.
By 5, if you ain't made no impact, baby, you done fucked up.
Yo, you can hear me on the mic. Yo, you can hear me on the mic.
Exactly.
Yo, you can hear me on the mic.
0 to 5, it shows at 40, and it don't change. It don't change.
Yo,
it don't change.
you can hear me.
Arrested development and see, that's why the Bible.
Yo.
These patriarchal religions were made for males. Train a child.
Yo,
you can hear me.
That's why everything is he.
I feel like I'm like the next level.
This is not about the woman.
Like, you know, girls from New York, they be like sun, and they just
Get left
really
in 30
like,
minutes. It's your boy. It's my
I don't know, cause
and my
the
man,
lingo,
Sophie, and my sister.
I don't be
It's in the building. You hear
He can't. That's what make a nigga feel guilty when he get
It's the Wayne's Law. He wanted a little brother.
You got that right side.
They got one.
Nigga, fuck that shit.
No.
Boy, that quiet.
Oh,
But
next.
we're 6 years apart.
Next
Melvin
up.
didn't come till he was
Yeah.
13. Till I was 13.
There's so much pressure on the boy now because he's watching so many men fail. That's why so many boys are tapping into the estrogen side of it and the
I
woman
was
side.
slapboxing with boys at the after
And if you
school.
don't have the right environment, so you go back to the environment.
Because I was the only
If you not
when
nurtured
I got
properly from the
like when we
time
got out
you
of
landed
school,
your mother's
the
belly,
schools will come at different
Yo.
times. When my school arrived, there would be like 2 other schools, and they were only boys until the rest of the schools got out. They didn't get out of school, and it was like 20 minutes late or something. And the place wouldn't be open really yet. Like it opened at a certain time, so they would make us sit downstairs in this one room until it opened officially for the day or whatever. So it would be a room full of boys and just me. And I was like, in middle school, no, wasn't middle school, probably a little younger than that. And it would be every day after school. So how do you? And I would be slapped. One time, this boy punched me in the eye, and it was like because we were slapped by, and it was retarded.
Punched you though, is not slap.
Well, whatever. It wasn't be.
He slapped you in the eye?
No, it.
So he punched you in the eye.
Yeah,
Why
but
the
it was
fuck he
bad
punched you in the eye?
retarded because he said like this, like he didn't even the way the punch was is like
It was awkward.
yeah, he's like nigga what? And then I just lost it and went crazy because somebody's like if she can't see because I couldn't see like the way even though that junk was retarded. No, when he hit me.
You blacked out a little bit.
Not my eye was blurry. Like even though it was a weird punch, that shit
hurt.
Yeah, so I was blind for a second. I'm looking, so somebody must have noticed that I couldn't see, and it was like, yo, she can't see, and then I just started swinging on him. Cause I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
crazy.
then he was covering up his head and shit, but it's like, nigga,
when you look at life,
yeah, he knew he was wrong. He should have got that slap right back. Or punch, I should say.
5 characteristics.
well, I don't know. I say slap boxing, but I probably was close to my hair too.
That's the
A
part.
living organism
Yo.
must have
Yeah, I was roughing him up, but he shouldn't have hit me like that.
It was like Ayukin, the way that it was.
Damn, he put all this strength in that
Yeah,
one
because I
punch.
couldn't see for a second out of that eye. Like, that
That's
was like,
crazy.
you can't see.
I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, I was slap boxing one dude at school. I underestimated him. He slapped the shit.
That shit be hot.
Yeah, like I was
feel
like,
that shit on your ear, like,
oh, this bitch ass nigga. I wanted to fight. I was like, yo, he slapped the shit out of me. It's like, nah, you got it, you bitch ass nigga. Ice my jaw, spit up blood. Right in school, we was in a whole room with some shit. I'm like, yo, the school system failed me. We didn't get detention. We didn't even, nobody got in trouble. I just went home with a stinger face. God damn.
Oh, not in class. We did start in class when I was in elementary and middle school. I went to the same year from the same school from kindergarten to high school, not to high school, kindergarten to the end of the 8th grade. Yeah. I was in a couple fights when I was in middle school with these. But like I said,
how many fights have you been in from K to 12?
Yo. Women and men.
For 12, I went to Job Corps my my senior year of high school instead of going to high school.
Yeah, I count too.
Okay. So,
Yo.
These ones when like in elementary to 8th grade, they started, they would be picking on me. It was like two. This one girl, she had her sunflower seed and she spit them at me. But it didn't get on me, but it's the whole and I didn't do nothing to her. I never, no, she was black. I never did nothing to her, never had no problems. Like, I don't know why, she was just a troublemaker. And then her friend, I ended up fighting her because she would just had them, you know them things that snap together the little boys that you shake it and go. She kept doing that in my ear. And I'm like, why did you do that? Like,
So we had to go.
I'm like, stop.
But if she
And
talks
she was like, do something. And
she
then
just said biology.
so her playing on the fight in the camera.
Am I on the camera? I can't really see because the light is so bright.
Well, we need to turn this off.
Yeah. You want to talk about that a little bit? Or you wasn't even paying attention?
I wasn't. We was having a whole conversation.
This is really interesting. Like I
it is.
like
I'm gonna watch that later.
Review that or some shit at some point because that was a crazy ass topic. But
crazy, nigga.
I was watching a podcast earlier. I wanted you to come up with a topic today if you want to.
That's what you said. And then you said, let's talk about Charles.
Oh yeah, like come on. Like see, sometimes you gotta have an open mind to what the idea is. Hear the adventure, right? Just hear what we got in the movie. Right. So, is that a good movie?
I don't know. He got a new movie, I said.
Oh.
And that's the Walking Dead shit I told you about.
Elysium is straight.
Who?
I ain't see that yet. Yeah.
Who you talking about?
The Matt Damon.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Elysium.
Some movie called Elysium. It's like people live on Mars or
you watched it?
After. Yeah, it came out a while ago.
Oh, it's old. I thought
it ain't that old, but it came out like maybe a year or two. Something like that. I was watching a podcast earlier called Trigger Alert, the Ugly Podcast. Crazy name. But I was watching it. Oh yeah, and I got my mic. Let me record. Like when I'm not recording it. Alright. So yeah, so and I'm gonna give everybody the mic when you're talking, so it's one mic, so when you got the mic, everybody else is just quiet until they get the mic. Because only talk when you have the mic. Okay. So I was watching a podcast called, oh damn, I forgot. This is Get Lifted, 30 is a New 20. This is your boy, Swally Jizzle. My man's. Oh, you gotta say it in the mic.
Christmas on demand.
There you go. And pass it to her.
La Heifer.
All right.
06.
And when you hold the mic, speak into this part right here. See this circle right here?
Oh, it don't work.
Speak into there. Yeah, just speak directly into there, okay?
I got you.
All right. Especially when you soft spoken like my sister. Like, you can't.
That's good, right?
Speak into the mic so we can hear what you say. You want to be heard.
I'm gonna use my rapper voice.
Right.
All
So
praise to
this
the
way
Most
we could have the fans on and everything else because you could still hear us and stuff. It does sound better with that one not on. That one's like probably really loud. I have to like do like tweaking. This sounds really crisp, but I can't hear this one behind me because this one's like a smooth air kind of flow. But I want to give it to you so you could say what you wanted to talk about. But I was watching this podcast anyway, and shout out to them. But they're from Atlanta, and I know like it's a lot of talk about this red pill stuff or whatever. And during this like whole red pill uprising or whatever, we like forgot that it is dudes out here that's getting boom boom. You know what I mean? So what are they doing? They're not the high value man. They're not rich. They're not none of that. So how are they getting it? And they work at Popeyes, CVS, Walmart. So you get to hear perspectives from guys, and it's like the modern woman's expectation has really fucked the game up, seriously. So that's really where they get all these ideologies from, and a lot of guys are starting to see it. Women are getting BBLs, they're getting compliments, there's guys that's flying them out. It's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on as a result of them doing all these different things, but they're wondering, why is this dude still cheating? Because if he's got enough money to buy one BBL, he has enough money to buy two BBLs. And he'll probably buy another one if he wants to. Why would I spend my money on something that I'm not going to, that's not going to do anything for me, not going to really bring me any value or whatever? So this podcast, they talk to like strippers and all these different girls from the Atlanta scene, and it's crazy. It's a lot of baddies over there. So they come on the show and they talking, and one girl was up there and she started crying, and she was so masculine, so strong, and she was like, I'm not gonna tolerate disloyalty and this and that. And I'm like, like the world is not gonna. It's not gonna be a beautiful thing. And not to say that it's okay for dudes to do this or do that, or it's okay for a woman to do this or do that, but things are going to happen in life, and you're going to have to think about something bigger than yourself. What are you losing in this situation, and what are you gaining from this situation? If you have a child, a home, and all these things, and you throwing it all away for what they said is simple as dick and pussy shit, then you got a narrow mind.
I think an important thing. And I'm gonna try not to be an asshole.
I'm on your side.
I'm gonna try not to be an asshole. I'm the op right now. I'm gonna try not to be an asshole. But I feel that our ask in a relationship has to be as big as our give.
Because give too much.
Somewhere close.
Listen what I mean by that. Our ask has to equal up to our give. Now, I feel that giving you a bowling ball is something of value. But if you don't bowl, it's not. I have to give you something that you find valuable. Because if you're not into cars and I buy you an old school, it's worthless no matter how much I paid for it. And I think that's where we got to learn our partners and learn who we're dealing with, of what does this person need to feel fed, and vice versa. So if we're asking for a lot, you are giving that person just as much. And that is a better deal in a man's mind. It's like, okay, she's asking for X, Y, and Z, but she gave me A, B, and C. But a lot of times, a lot of the things are lopsided. It's like, okay, you want sexual exclusivity. She wants provisions. You want protection. She wants respect. it has to be a two-way street. It can't just be, I'm demanding this, and this for this man, and then you're not giving this as quick. As quickly as you can say what you want, you should be able to say what you give. And it has to be something that's valuable to him, not that's valuable to you. Because guess what? You may think that the fact that you made $50,000 this month in in whatever club or whatever you do,
That's neither here nor there.
I don't care. It's not valuable to me. So when you're trying to give me that or present that to me as value, I'm not going to see the value in it because that's not something I find valuable. But you know what? You cooked me dinner when I got off the podcast tonight. I'm going to appreciate the hell out that more than your ass bringing some money. So we have to know our partner, know what they need to feel fed, and bring that to the table. And then we have a better argument when we're asking for stuff. Because I've been in relationships.
You don't want nobody to leave you or anything like that. But people are going to make mistakes. Things are going to happen. People don't like to think cheating is a mistake, but it is. It happens, right?
We all have red lighters.
Temptation. Yeah. Through temptation. So it's good to keep in mind that you have a responsibility to be like, all right, look, I did this, I did that, whatever, and be honest about it, or be upfront in the gate and be like, yo, this is what I'm doing, and don't be afraid if that person walks away from the situation. A lot of niggas is afraid that the girl gonna leave them when they tell them the truth, and because most of the time the girl's gonna leave when we tell them the truth. So we gotta like tell them what we think they want to hear in order to get the bag, you know what I mean, in order to get the box, you know what I mean. My boy doesn't agree with that, but I'm gonna pass it around with this so we could get this discussion, like chime in on this, because this is a good topic, but it was crazy, and I got clips that I'm gonna share with you guys to show you like what they was talking about, little short clips, like a minute, 60 second each clip, something like that, but just to show y'all like it was crazy, like, you know what I mean, it went all the way left, but there was a message that was given in the whole realm of the whole shit. It was like, yo, like, honestly, you're not gonna always get everything that you want. Everything is not gonna always work out for you, so you're gonna have some compromise. Think about that. And I'm not saying that you deserve to be abused or cheated on or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. The context of what I'm saying is simply things aren't always going to be the greatest ever. There's going to be...
Oh, my foot.
There's going to be issues. But that's all I got to say about that. I'm going to just pass it around. Everybody can say their shit.
So wait, what we talk about specifically?
We're talking about the sign facing you is where you want the mic at. We talking about, like, is it fair to try to put the message out that, you know, yeah, there's no such thing as a perfect man. There's no such thing as a perfect woman. And sometimes people are going to make mistakes. To accept that and not try to think that we're going to find a diamond in the rough and that's just going to make us happy. To say that you could be on your own is kind of like crazy nowadays. Like, everybody needs each other. We need each other for the culture, definitely.
For the culture.
So, well, how do you feel about it? I think I should show you the video first.
No. I can tell you exactly how I feel.
You can tell me exactly how you feel. All right. And with that being the context, what are your thoughts? Go ahead. Speak to the mic.
Good people of the Get Lifted podcast, welcome to the show. I'm very excited now. We got a microphone checker.
I just played a chair sound.
It's fire. We got sound effects now too. That's lit. All right, so sticking to the topic. Let's just talk future game, right? Most people are, I would assume, I don't know the statistics, but just from like how we talk, how these podcasts are, how social media is, like, it seems like most people are under the notion like being single is, you know what I mean, better for them personally, right? And the problem with that is the numbers in our people are going to start dwindling because people aren't going to want to have kids with these with each other. You know, men and women aren't going to really want to be with each other. They're going to say, you know what, I'm not going to get cheated on, or I'm not going to sit here and deal with somebody who demasculates me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like my analysis is, if everybody is, you know what I mean, untrusting of each other, then how are we going to repopulate? How are we gonna survive as a people? Does it just end with our lineage? You see what I'm saying? And the kids that are here, the babies that did make it, they're dying, going to jail, getting locked up, got to deal with racism, got to deal with this, got to deal with that. You see what I'm saying? So it's really not looking good for the future if we keep on dividing men and women. And words like modern women kind of generalizes a group of women that don't have a certain etiquette when it comes to dating, relationships, marriage, anything. You see what I'm saying? And anybody could be taught, but you gotta want to learn.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? So if you don't want to learn how to be like that, then, you know what I'm saying, it shouldn't make sense why it's so hard to get that then, because you don't know how to maintain it. So that's just what I think about that.
All right. And what say you?
What is this question?
The topic is...
You got to speak into the mic. Can't hear you. Hold on. You got to... There you go. We're gonna get to go. This is the first trial with this. You can't hear nothing I'm saying. Let me see. And the words got to be facing you. Okay. Sorry about that. We got new equipment. You know what I mean? We George Jefferson in this bitch. So we got So the topic is. Alright. So the topic is, cause we talk about modern women, and we say modern women, modern men. Obviously, it's both, right? But we say modern women, right? What were we saying? The reason that modern women are the way that they are is because their expectations are too high. So we're saying that certain things that they want, it's nothing wrong with them wanting what they want. Nobody's saying it's wrong, but you have to also understand that you may not always get what you're looking for, so you may have to make some compromises in certain situations. Say you're in a relationship dealing with someone, everything's going well. You have a child, you've been together for 12 years, he goes to a bar, he has a drunk night, he goes to a hotel with some woman and something happens. He takes care of home, he does everything. Now he messes up that one time, and now you decide, you know what, I'm not going to get counseling, I'm just going to end it, and now me and my kid are going to separate from him because he's a cheater, and my daughter doesn't need to be around a cheater. Him cheating has nothing to do with his daughter. In a sense, it's the desires of the flesh. You know what I mean? It's that weakness of his flesh that he's like, you know, I can't control myself enough to resist this, knowing of what I could possibly lose. He's more thinking about, look, nobody's gonna find out. I'm at this hotel. I'll get home. I'll clean up. I'll wash my dick, whatever, and then keep it moving.
It basically,
you know what I mean?
See this?
Go ahead.
It basically sounds like Smiley's trying to say,
do you feel like the modern women should be more accepting to the modern man these days, or do you disagree and you feel like they're fine? Like, how do you feel about that?
Are we live?
Yeah.
On what? Because I was trying
Where they're facing.
to. I was trying to pull it up on my phone to see if there's any comments. That's what I'm asking. What are we?
I don't see no.
Oh, nah. We not, no. I'm recording. You can say whatever. I'm recording. It's not like, hey, for the people. But I'm recording you in the mic. I'm getting all of your sound so that we have crisp sound. So that's what I'm saying, speaking to the mic. So I'm using that sound and I'm gonna put it on the back with the audio that we have for the video. But right now we're on YouTube right now for the video footage that I gotta edit. But we're live, yeah. But we're not really live.
No, I don't. I think that some of the things that they ask, that women, modern women or whatever are asking for, are a bit like, it's unrealistic considering the world that we live in. Like, you can go off of, you can say I want that. There's nothing. I'm gonna change it. There's nothing wrong with wanting things or having perception. Or having requirements in a relationship. But you have to understand what those requirements entail. Like, if you want, like, a lot of women, or I watched this show on YouTube, and it's like a dating show. People come up there, they tell their demographics, and then they'll say, some women will be like, oh, I want the 3 6s. The 3 6s are 6 figures, 6 foot. And at least 6 inches.
Bring the mic a little closer. Say that again. What's 666? What's that? That's not the devil.
No.
It is.
The 3
That's
6s.
Hold on. She can't hear you.
Go ahead. 3 6s are. You have to be 6 inch. You have to be 6 feet. Make at least 6 figures, and your D has to be at least 6 inches.
Wow.
So I think that everybody's not making 6 figures, and we live in reality. You can want that, that's fine, but you have to realize, and 6 figures is not even rich, by the way. That's just the beginning. Like, you're coming into that, but you haven't gotten there yet. And that also depends on how you manage your money. So when these women say, oh, I want 6 figures, you could make 6 figures and be in debt for double that. So are you really making 6 figures? Because you don't know how to manage your money. You could lose it all tomorrow. So you need to have financial literacy. You need to have good money management skills. And with that, you could be making $40,000 or $50,000. But if you know how to manage your money properly, then you can still be able to handle what you want to do. For me personally, I want a dude that is stable. Like, you're able to take care of yourself. You go to work, but you don't. That's the minimum. Like, and if you make more than that, then that's a bonus. I don't expect you to make 6 figures or more or nothing like that. But I also, the traits that I go for them, and they might end up at some point making that money. But realistically, I don't know people in general, whether they're men or women, that are making 6 figures or more. I know a couple that have touched that, but again, they have houses or they have a home and stuff like that. So when you're only making 6 figures and then you have all these other expenses, like they say, more money, more problems. When people start making more money, as soon as they like, oh, I'm in this tax bracket, now you're going to go spend all your money. And that's what you make annually. And then they take taxes out for everything that you do. So are you really making that amount? Like, it sounds good. You need to know how to budget your money. But I also think that's a bit shallow. Like, I think women are putting too much focus on the financial part and not worrying about the character of the man. Do your morals and your views align with this man? Like, fuck how much, F how much money he makes. Like, yeah, like I said, he should at least be stable, because I personally, if you're an adult, I don't think you should be dating or trying to deal with nobody if you can't even take care of yourself. That's you have to at least be able to do that. Or whatever, because you got your priorities messed up. If you out here trying to find a wife or trying to find a girlfriend and you ain't even making no income, that's a problem, especially once you a certain age. So that's what you need to be focusing on. But if you're able to take care of yourself and you're stable and you, like I said, your morals and your views have to align with mine. We have to have similar interests. I do believe in connection. Like, so... And because sometimes people look at that and be like, oh, he's a good man on paper, but is he the man for you? Like that, and everybody is not the right people for each other. Because, for example, somebody said this on a podcast before that I was watching on Le Pif. They were like, people say, mental health is important, and it is. I do agree with that. But he also said there are some people that they might need to work on themselves, and they might need to evolve and have better coping skills and not have a temper and stuff like that. But there may be someone that has a bad temper, and there may be a woman out there that knows how to handle that bad temper, and they could deal with that, and that's not too much for them. They know how to balance that person out. So you may not need to change your temper if you find the right person that's able to handle that. Someone else, you might make them cry every time you talk to them because they don't understand where you come from and why you gotta find someone with similar understanding. Like I said, that's more important. And good character, like whatever you think. Obviously, you don't want nobody that's in prison. People are dating people that are in prison. So there is a subset of women that don't care how much money you make. There are chicks right now that are holding dudes down that got 30 years in prison, and they accepting his phone calls, they putting money on his books and doing all that. So you can't say that all women are, worried about money, and that's not smart either.
Can I make a statement on a lot of those jail situations? Do you believe more of those situations are out of desperation versus love?
I don't think it's desperation. It could be, but if someone feels like they don't have any options, this is the best that they can do, then you would deal with somebody. Like, I don't think that's always the case. Like, if there was somebody they were dealing with on the outside before, and like women are in the hood too, so if this is all you're around, like if that's where you grew up at, you're gonna date the people in your area. Unless you go out of town and go somewhere to go find someone else, you're gonna run into people
in jail. Is not your area.
No, but I'm saying they could have met the person before they went to prison. Is what I'm saying. So they could have had a relation prior to that. Yeah. So, and some women don't look at that like that's the norm for them, because everybody or the majority of the people in their area have been to prison or have a record. Not everybody, yeah, there are some that, came out unclean, but shit, I've been arrested and I didn't even do nothing. The cops don't listen. I wasn't even really guilty. I feel like it was a misunderstanding and I got arrested. I didn't do no actual time, but I got arrested.
You don't got no record though, right?
No. But I had to be sitting in a cell for 8 hours, or whatever. So stuff happens sometimes or whatever, and I think people can change, but I don't know, it depends on a woman if you think that they're desperate or not, because at this point, I don't want anybody I talk to is older than me. So if you do have a past like that, I'm not going to automatically discount you if I see you turn yourself around, but you better not still be on that path currently, because at this point you too old for that. You should have because I do think in our community is hard, and people have kids and make it even harder for them because they ain't even financially prepared. They're not mentally prepared to have children. They bringing them out into this world where we already start off at a disadvantage, so they place you even lower than we already have. So they gotta fight just to be level, let alone better than or above financially too. our Caucasian counterparts. And it's not an excuse, it's just the reality of it. So the people that do come out, it's a small, it's not a lot of people that come out that unscathed either. Even if they didn't end up getting in trouble or something, they got some type of trauma from their upbringing, from what they seen growing up. They might have witnessed somebody unalived or something like that. But I'm getting off topic. But what I say about the all of this, what women should accept the average person, because half of these women that are saying I want 6 figures, you gotta be 6 feet. I don't care how tall you are. That's
so
whatever.
let me chime in. So my question. So my question is it acceptable? Is it acceptable for, I mean, because everybody cheats, the rich guy and the poor guy. So it's acceptable for the poor guy to cheat, because her thing was she claimed it's not the money, whatever. She claimed that, right? But then the other thing was like, well, why these guys gotta be disloyal or something like that? Like he was taking care of her, whatever happened, right? And they're trying to tell her like, look, some guys they don't start off at what they become. You know what I mean? They have to work towards becoming that person. So they're gonna have challenges in their life that's gonna get in their way before they become who they are, and then they decide what their purpose is. Your job as a woman is to accept this man, and see the good qualities that he has, the manly qualities that he has, that he can actually provide for you and protect you, right? And see those things and see that he is a good person at heart. If you understand that he's that and he's trying his best, and he is trying, and it may take him a little bit of time for him to get right. That may be like cutting off these holes. That might be something that he got to do. Let him cut off them holes and learn that, yo, this is gonna take some time. Don't be like so eager to be like, oh, he ain't come here as a husband, because you ain't come here as a wife. You damaged. You got things that you got to work on. You be flying off the handle about shit that you shouldn't have to worry about, shouldn't have to be spazzing about. Like, it's not that big of a fucking deal for this nigga to not have taken off the trash as soon as he came in the fucking house. The nigga was tired. Let the nigga sit down for a second and watch cartoons, whatever that nigga do. You know what I mean? Let him do him. But right now, like, you not being his piece. So you're supposed to be his piece. And when you're there, you should be inspiring him to want to do what he's doing. You know what I mean? How can I help you better your business? You know, I could tell some of the girls at the salon that you running this, see if their husband wanna do this or something. They don't be doing that. They just be like, you know what I mean? And then it's like, you don't want it to be no war, but it's not our fault that it's a war. It's the government's fault that it's a war. And the idea is that modern women have to accept, okay, this is what you guys have become. Now you women are stronger. You're independent. You can do it. Okay. These guys are becoming the same person that you are. You're equally yoked at this point. Why not submit to the man that's equally yoked to you? Oh, well, because we get paid the same amount of money, he's not the man. That's what it is. And then he may make a mistake from time to time. If he's a decent man, because if you're making about $40,000 a year, you might be fucking somebody. I mean, if you're making like $10,000 a year, you might not be fucking nobody. But if you're making like shit, even people that ain't got a dime is fucking. So if you making a certain amount of money, you probably fucking somebody. So it's like, if you want this person to only be fucking with you, then what are you doing for this person to give up all that pussycat just for you? It can't just be your pussy and your attitude. It's got to be a little bit more. And that's where I land my point.
I forgot my original question. But my new question, right? What? Oh no, I remember my original question now. What if you get both? What if you get the supporter, but she's also giving you the nag? Because a lot of times you get women that say, well, I need a man that can handle me. So now she's giving you the support, she's giving you the love, she's giving you the admiration, she's giving you all of this shit, but she's also like giving you the normal shit, like the insecurity sometimes. She's giving you the distrust sometimes. She's giving you the, like, you can only be with me, you're never gonna cheat, and if you cheat, I'm gonna give you living hell type. How do you handle that? Because in the other situation, she wasn't even doing anything. In this situation, she's doing everything that you would want her to do, except she's still doing the insecurity thing.
I want to say.
Go ahead, let her go first. I got you with that. I want to address his point after.
It was a question. It was a question.
Nah.
Just wanted to know how you.
Make sure the word is facing.
Yeah,
it is.
What Chris? Well, what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
What you said about if they're doing all of that and I think. Well, I can't speak for other people. There's a subset of women that do certain things. There's another group of women that do other things. It's not. You can't paint everybody with the same brush. Like, so, I think that me personally, like, that's how I am. I think when if I'm with you, I really like you or whatever. So when I get with somebody, I am supportive. I do that for people anyway. I think I'm just like, I'm proud of people around me. I want everybody to succeed, or someone tells me, or sometimes it might not be the type of enthusiasm that you think, but I do support. I share stuff when I see stuff or whatever, and especially if you're somebody that I'm dealing with, I am very supportive of whatever you're doing. If you're doing music or whatever, like, I'll share your stuff. If you're working on something new or you're trying to change your career path, or I'll encourage you to do this. Like, what do you gotta do? I'll research how to find that out for you. Find out, oh, you gotta fill out this paperwork, you gotta do that, help you with if I can add some knowledge to the situation. If you're trying to do something, I'm your biggest supporter. And I am, like, I will cook and do all that stuff because I take care of myself. So that's what I'm gonna do anyway. So if we're together, then what's the difference? And I will submit to my man. Like, I think that's a natural thing that just happened. Like, I've realized that with certain guys, I've behaved a different way than I have with other guys. Like, so I definitely do have that in me. But I also do have a little spice. Like, I'll do all that. You're going to see my love. You're going to see how I feel about you. It's going to be, other people can see it. When I talk about you, you're going to see the excitement and everything. But I am a little spicy. So when you, like, if you it depends on what it is. I've learned to pick my battles, and everything don't have to be on 100. I'm working on that, but I have learned that, like, certain stuff, like you said, if it's as simple as you didn't take out the trash, I'll have a regular conversation. It depends on what we're talking about. Like, if my man cheats on me, I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh, I'm not gonna care, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, whatever, it's okay. I'm gonna be upset. Anybody's gonna get upset if you're supposed to be in a committed relationship and your person is cheating on you, whether you're a man or a woman, and you find out. I'm probably gonna curse you out or whatever. Is that right? Should I handle it better? Yes, I should. But in the moment, you're not thinking about that. And I think that does warrant some grace in that situation, because you fucked up. This is not what we agreed upon. And will I leave you over that? Probably. I'll give you some chances. I think, because I would like to say that, oh yeah, if my man, and I think a lot of women lie about this. Like, they say that, but we know there are a lot of people that get cheated on in relationships, a lot of women, and they stay with their man. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you feel like he's giving you everything else that you need, and he's not intentionally doing it, because I feel like guys are gonna cheat to a certain degree, but there are some guys that are just their level of like they'll go sleep with someone, a different chick every day and be in a whole relationship. That's another level than you know what I'm saying? Then just you had an opportunity, you went on a vacation, the guy you ran into some chick, you probably never gonna see her again or whatever. Then going purposely out there looking for you, going out to the club every night trying to get numbers to find your next victim. That's different. When you in a relationship, you shouldn't be moving that way. But if you it ain't really a mistake because you chose to do it. But once in a while, if it happened or something and it really wasn't planned like that, it just. Cause I think when they go planning for it, it's either you're not doing what you're supposed to do, or they just you just can't like maybe they're not satisfied with you. If they're just always like on the prowl as if you're not in a relationship, as if you don't have someone at home, like
not necessarily. It's not. Let me see.
I said it could be, or that's just the type of guy that they are, and they're not. Maybe they should just be single.
It's not necessarily.
Or find someone that will accept that and be okay.
All right. I'm sorry. Let me answer for him because I know he wanted to see what I was gonna say about it because he was thinking about it like from a male's perspective, but I like how you spun it because I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of what you were saying. I think that we need to understand each other and have grace for each other to understand that we're both going to do certain things, and accepting doesn't really mean giving up or you a BAN or it don't mean you a simp. It don't mean none of that. It means that your understanding of the situation, and you realize like I did do X, Y, and Z. I should have did this. If it's a constant thing, you know what I mean? Like what Lahefa said, if it's like, oh, it just casually happened, she could probably accept it. A lot of women aren't willing to admit that. It's like out of space, out of mind, because they're like thinking like every guy cheats. A lot of guys don't have the access, don't have the ability to approach women, are taken aback by women and stuff like that. So it's a little bit more difficult in this culture. In the cold approach scene, it's all electronic. Everybody's doing it online and stuff like that.
It's like, what? Why?
In an overall sense, my idea of it is that it's just like, yo, it's something that it's like a spur of the moment type of thing. It doesn't happen often.
The most
like
I might have
if you could practice chastity
eyes for a moment.
If you could,
that's it.
If you could,
if
practice
that's considered
chastity,
cheating, then that's crazy, like.
If you could practice actual chastity and not have intercourse with some new person, whatever they throw it at you, then you a good person. Sex has no value in your life.
No,
if sex has no value in your life like that, then you shouldn't mind if somebody else that has value with sex in their life, if you accept them, understand that they might be on a different type of time than you, and then decide like, you know what, this is not for me. But a lot of people be afraid to walk away for whatever reason sometimes, instead of being honest with yourself. Look, this is what I'm into. Are you into this? People don't do that. People wait until they get what they want, or the other person gets their exchange from the other person. You use them until you decide it's no longer what you want. When they don't really be open about really what they want because they trying to get to the finish line. Like most of the time with dudes, like I know, like if I'm talking to a girl and I really want her, I know what other dudes is not saying. I'm trying to say that. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to say that because I want to be different. I want to appear to it like, yo, like I know something different that you might not know or something like that. You feel me? Educating them is sometimes that's a way to get into the gate. Like, oh wow, that like I didn't know that. And sometimes it can come off as nerdy, but you got to know how to make it something that's interesting to them they could think about like, damn, nobody never told me that. Like that sounds like something that can help me in the future. Or it's something that you don't give a fuck about. Like if you randomly tell a bitch a Snapple fact, I don't think that's gonna steal her heart, my nigga. But if you tell her like, damn, that's how you can make some money real quick in a couple days, I think she's gonna be interested if she's a grown woman. You know what I mean? So figuring out a way to bring value into somebody's life is very helpful. Like, you know what I mean? And on both sides you can see that shit. I'm not throwing away value for my ego. You know what I mean? In certain situations, and it's circumstantial, depending on what it is. But if a woman is giving me attitude off the gate, then I'm say, yo, in the beginning, like, nah, this ain't what I fuck with. Now, you know what I mean? I'm willing to walk away if it becomes excessive. You know what I mean? That's it. But I do have the tolerance level.
I forgot.
Oh shit.
What is the last thing that you said? I'm sorry. I didn't
Him? Me?
Well, me?
Yeah. Just say it again, or just synopsis of what you just said.
So basically, I said I kind of agree with what you were saying to an extent, but I was saying you got to give everybody grace. Like, and that's the thing about, you have to have understanding with men and women. That's why there's this with our culture, which is what I really care about. I'm selfish for my culture. You know what I mean? With my culture specifically, I feel like we don't have that connection with each other. We have that that kind of what's the word I'm looking for? The conflict. There we go. We have that conflict between the genders. You know what I mean? And we shouldn't. The men are men, the women are women. We both have jobs because of the way that we're built biologically. You know what I mean? And we don't have that understanding for each other that certain things are going to happen socially that affect our overall makeup as people, as individuals. But some of us run from our nature, and some of us embrace our nature. And when you embrace your nature, it's going to be bad. It's like animal. You need to control yourself. You're not an animal, right? So it's like basically saying that I think you should accept, like, you know, if a woman is acting a little wild, a little bit, as long as she gives you grace, like, all right, well, you act like this, I'm gonna chill with this girl that don't give me no attitude. That's feminine from time to time, but I'll be respectful enough to not give her my resources. I won't buy her a house. I won't have a child with her. I won't share my last name with her. You know what I mean? I won't keep her like that. You know what I mean? But she'll understand her role, and my wife will understand her role, if that could work. But if I'm just tolerating a wife that's not doing anything for me, but just arguing with me and shit, and always spazzing on me and throwing shit when she get upset or whatever, or want to take the kids and want to do a no-fault divorce because of emotional stress and all this other shit, then no, I don't need that. Just give me the side chick and you can relax. You know what I mean? Relax with the sidey. Hold on, let me laughter.
So, the side chick, that's different.
I use this and you can hear it.
Cheating, I could probably, if it was just like a random indiscretion, then, you know, like I mentioned before, like you went on vacation with your friends or something, and because that's the thing, I'm not gonna try to control no guy. I'm not gonna tell, oh, you can't do this, oh, you need to do this. You're not allowed to go this place or do this. You can't hang out with this person. I'm gonna trust you and allow you to be yourself. I'm not gonna be putting restrictions on you, so you can go on trips with your friends and stuff like that. But
without
if you cheat, yeah, I'm not.
Why? I
like
don't.
that.
That's
If that's something that you do, all guys don't go on male trips.
What about
together,
you? Do you feel like you would go on female trips with your girls?
Friends. So I have like one friend Like,
What about with her?
Well, I have more than one friend. That's not true. But the one that I'm the closest with that I would want to, there's probably only like 2 that I would want to. But it's like whenever one of us is ready, then the other one got other stuff going on. Like, we can't be ready at the same time or whatever. But that's not a thing for me. I do want to travel and stuff, but I would want to go with, because I've never gone on a trip with a man before.
Oh,
not nowhere other than, like, I went to the dispensary in Massachusetts, but I never went, like, got flued out.
That shit was special, yo.
No, I mean, but I'm not saying it in like a way. I don't, like, it's not
Fuck
something that I was like.
That sound like a hot date to me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm simple. I don't be. Because I guess when people experience certain things, like, that's why women, excuse me, that's why women behave a certain way, or they have this certain level or this certain standard that they want, because they've gotten flown out before. Dudes be taking them on trips that they don't even want. Like, first of all, why are you going on a trip with a dude that you're not going? Like,
because they never been nowhere.
You're not required to sleep with nobody. That's up to you. But I do think, like, you're not stupid.
Yeah.
This guy obviously likes you, so you know that's gonna be in the back end of your mind. Are you getting a separate room? Like, if he paying for a separate room, then that's different. Like, you need to be clear before you go on this trip.
Exactly.
If you ain't trying to smash this dude, if you go and tell, like, are you getting me a separate room? I don't feel comfortable doing. Because it might not even be that they don't like you. It might just be, I'm not ready to do that with you yet. And that's fine, because you shouldn't just be giving it to anybody. You need to make sure they deserve the pussy. Like, that's the problem too. Like, people just be giving it away to anybody. So I don't think, and sometimes that's why a chick, and it might not be that they don't like it. It might be because they really like you, but it's still too early for them to tell if you're the one that they don't want to get hurt or whatever. So they might hold off a little longer. So I think that's a conversation that you should have. If you're gonna be getting flown out, then, and you don't plan on sleeping with this man, because you know we're all adults here, and in the back of his mind, he think that he gonna get the box by the end of the night. In the back of my mind,
I hope you swallow.
Yeah, so, like, you need to make it clear, like, I'm not trying to sleep with you, I'm not ready for that, whatever, I don't like you, like, whatever conversation, you need to let him know that he ain't getting the biscuits and that's not your plan. Before you go on this trip with this man and then get mad if he puts you out the room, or if he try to come on to you like, he think I don't have to. All right, well, you should have made that clear before, because you're not stupid, sweetheart. You're
not entitled
exactly
to my
what
body.
time it was. But what I was saying is, a lot of women want those things, 6 figures, this, that. Maybe that's how much they're making, or the guys that they did, they surrounded themselves by these type of men, so they're used to a certain type of, being able to do certain. Their dude being able to do certain stuff for them. I've been with average people that make an average income. They're not bums, but, like, they're stable. They're able to take care of themselves or whatever, but they haven't done nothing like that. Like, they might have helped me with bills, giving me money, done stuff. We going out and regular dates out to eat and stuff like that. Like I said, a date to me, we went to the dispensary. We both smoked. That's fine. I don't, because I'm not saying that you have to do, like, and if we're together, we could be like friends too. Like, I think you should have a friendship with the person. Like, feel like I want you around, even if we're not being intimate. Like, we could just watch a movie, or, like,
what about the coffee shop? The first date coffee shop.
Yes,
date.
because why I wouldn't advise a dude just to break the bank on a chick, because she might not even like
you.
These chicks be playing games.
You a unicorn.
These chicks is grimy. Like, these, and I'm probably capable of, like, you. This is why I won't talk to certain guys, because, like, if I know I don't like you like that, I know what I could do. I could tell you're the type of guy, like, if I don't like you like that, and I could tell that you really like me, and I could manipulate and play the game and get stuff out of you, I'm not gonna do.
Will you do it? If they
even
offer you things, will you accept them?
I wouldn't even talk to them, and then you'd be like, oh, that's a good guy, that's this and that, but I don't think it's fair to them or me, because when you get in a situation or a relationship with someone, like, or whatever, because say maybe they would want to be with me or something, but if you get into a relationship with someone that you're not into, like that, there's no connection, there's no real attraction. On paper they're attractive, and they check all the boxes, but you just feel like you're two completely different people,
So-
and you just shouldn't be together or whatever. So it's like, why would I? It's not fair to them, because I'm not gonna pour into you at the same level, because I don't have to. You jumping through hoops and doing all this stuff because you want to get me, and I could just sit here and just take all this stuff. And then once we do get into a relationship, I agreed to be with you because he's a nice guy, and you know, on all the boxes, he's financially stable, he's a nice guy, he treats me right, but I just don't. We don't have nothing in common, no interest, there's no connection, but I'm here because everybody like, he's a good guy, give him a chance or whatever. And then now here we are, I'm not doing nothing because I don't have to. You're doing everything. You're allowing me not to give 100% to this relationship. So why would I do? And now that the guy got you, the chase is over. Now he gonna start to look at you and be like, damn, I'm doing everything. She not doing nothing. She don't even be wanting to have sex with me because I don't like you. Like, so then it's like, now it becomes a problem. Like, now the relationship could get toxic because now he gonna start to pull back and stop doing stuff because he see it's not being reciprocated. Because when y'all wasn't together, but everything that led up to that moment when y'all became committed to each other, he was okay with that. But now I got you. Now it's time for reciprocity. What's going on? Like, why you don't want to do this, you don't want to be nasty for me, you don't even barely want to sleep with me unless you're drunk. I seen something, this lady was like, she had to get drunk every time so she could be intimate with her man. I forgot what that was on. And I'm like, that's crazy. If I feel like that, I need to do that. Like, I need to be drunk to be intimate with you. That I have no business mess with you. And that's not fair to me. That's not fair to you, because you deserve better than that, especially if he's a good guy or whatever. He just not be the good guy for me. A lot of guys told me I'm a good woman. Could have been just talk or whatever, but that didn't go nowhere or whatever. They say I'm a good woman. There's nothing wrong with me. I just wasn't the one for them. I think that's true or whatever. So
gang.
A lot of guys. Oh shit. A lot of guys are more tolerant of what we're gonna deal with the woman that we deal with, because some of us understand the things that women complain about, because we don't really understand that from a man's perspective what it is. But then when we learn, like, oh yeah, this aggravating. Then when you have a child, you're gonna be like, yeah, I see what it is. Especially if you have one that's the same. So then you're gonna have to deal with that, you know, and then that's like,
it's good though. It's a learning curve.
It's a good experience. You know what I mean? Definitely fatherhood, motherhood, but a lot of people think that when they do something, they gotta get it right the first time, and it's like, sometimes you're not.
No, you're not.
You know, I have to tell people that at work, like even at a regular corporate job, you know, like you're not gonna get it right the first time. You're gonna mess up. There's a learning curve. So just
I remember I put my daughter's diaper on wrong.
Oh.
Well, you learned now.
I learned. You go fuck up.
Right. You're gonna learn, yeah. You're gonna definitely learn stuff.
I got it right.
For real.
I was changing diapers when I was young. So.
But like, I really feel like, yeah, like the only problem is that people expect that when you meet somebody, you're gonna find somebody that's 110% ready for you. They're not. Like, you just want this person for whatever you see. Oh, these are things that I like. But then you don't know everything about this person. So yeah, those are things that you like, but they also do things that you probably don't like. But you're gonna learn that as you get to know them more, and then you might accept them. Yo, let me give you an example. Don't you know how, like, people be... okay, I got you. This one lean right here. If people be in a relationship with somebody and they be like, man, this person do this just like my ex. But you still be with them and marry that motherfucker. Like, still, like, why would they do that? Like, yo, like, you left this person for these reasons and you fucking stayed with this person. And they the same. And sometimes with dudes, because, you know, they both be bad.
They ignore the signs.
They just don't care. Like, you feel me? But I'll end right there. Go ahead.
And that's why I think connection is important. Like, I think there's a number of factors that you have to consider when you're getting into a relationship. But I think if you really connect with the person, and I'm a spiritual person, people will be like, oh, it's fairy tales and da 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 and whatever. But I don't think that. I think your friends, even you're friends with certain people for a reason, because, and you might have different type of friends. You might talk about different stuff with one of your friends, then your other friends you talk about other stuff, but your friends, you connect with them, you have a connection. That's why they ended up being your friend. The same way in a relationship, and that's why I said they may be a good man, they may be a good woman, but if you don't connect with them, like, then it's like, what are you doing? Because men and women, anybody could connect when you intimate, but do you still want them around when that's over? And that could be a feeling for men and women that you could feel. But some people, they want to be in relationships so bad and they don't want to be single that they could know, like, intuition is real. It's like red flag that they'll ignore it because it's like, this person is here, they're willing to be with me. Some people think that's the best that I could do. Like, I'm not gonna. And I wouldn't really say I do say it's settling if you don't connect with this person. Not from a aesthetic standpoint or any other superficial stuff. Like, if you know, like, it's like, y'all don't have nothing in common at all. Like, how did y'all even, and they do say opposites attract, but it's like nothing at all. You don't have similar interests. Like, that could lead to arguments. Because why do people argue? Because they disagree. So if you disagree with every single thing, like on... It don't even have to be like, it's like, oh, you like rock and roll and then they like hip hop and R&B or whatever, and then you don't want to hear that shit. So every time but I like all types of music, by the way. I'm just using it as an example. But people will say to me, that's why I'm saying that. Like, I'll play, like, or they say music by a white person or whatever, and then they'll be like, what the hell is this? Turn this off or whatever. That could be... It's not that big of a deal, but if everything is like that, everything, you just completely don't get along on nothing, don't agree on nothing, don't have no common interests, morals and views, you like to kill people, one person likes to kill people, this is just example again, and you're like, oh my god, that's wrong, you're gonna go to hell, and one person is religious and the other is not, that could be a problem. So it's things like that. You need to take all of that into consideration, in addition to, do I really like this person? Do I want to be around them? Like I said, after the intimacy is done, do I still want them here? Or it's just like, or do I even care if they leave? Do I think about this person when they're not with me?
When it's too late? When is too late? Is there a too late? Is there a too late time to walk away from the person that you're dealing with?
I mean, I think in the beginning, if you don't, because here's the thing, that's why I said about connection. If it's a connection, you'll notice out the rip, it's their energy, it's their spirit. Okay. It's like your spirit. So you'll notice out the rip. So I think people waste a lot of time. Yeah, because they try to fit it. They try to be like, oh, or they might really like the person, but you could tell somebody don't like you like that. So, and I think people ignore it. It's a red flag. You could tell if somebody, to me, you could tell somebody don't really like you. So why would you continue to, even if they don't tell you that?
No, I'm saying, what do you do when you identify it?
I think what you should do is don't try to, or maybe have a conversation about it. If you feel like that this person, because it may not be that. You may think that it's not, but they might have something else going on. Or so yeah, have a conversation. But like, I'm not really feeling that energy. I'm not really feeling the vibe. I don't think you're into me, or it doesn't seem like you're into me like that. Like, what's going on? Do you like me? Like, because guys are not gonna tell you that they don't. Most guys, some guys will keep it real. If they feel like they could do that and you still gonna be around, they'll keep it a buck. But most of the time, they're not gonna tell you the truth. But maybe if you ask them, they might. But they're not having these conversations. So you're just like, you could tell he don't fuck with you. He only calling you after 12 in a.m. Y'all don't go out in the daytime. You never met none of his friends or family or nothing like that. He just coming on, and then after y'all do it, then he leave and go home, and then he don't talk to you again until the next time he ready to, you know, to be in the risk is entered. Then that's, if you're okay with that, then be okay with it. You shouldn't complain. If you know that's what's going on, and he made it clear. Said some guys will say that they'll be like, this is what I want. I don't like that, whatever. I'm not looking for a relationship. And if they tell you that and that's not what you want, run away. Don't do it. Because why are you gonna do it if that's not what you want? And you can't. If you're okay with that, if that's that's a place in your life where you're okay, you're able to accept that, then go ahead. But protect yourself. Don't just be having children, and you know, make sure that you have an understanding or whatever about that. But I definitely think you should have a conversation, because they don't like you like that, and you want more. You want a relationship. You want to be with them. Why waste your time? Go find, you know, some people, you know. But like I said, it's about what you want. Because some people might be in a place in their life where they're like, I don't care about relationships. I just want to, and people talk about this and be like, oh, you know, I don't know. They say you shouldn't do that, especially if you're a woman, that you shouldn't. But it's like, you got to know, some people have trauma, and then some people might have gotten to a point where they just accepted it, like, I don't, or you want what you want. It may not even be nothing crazy, but you're not finding that what you're looking for, so you're just willing to be like, whatever, I don't care, I'm not worried about it, I've accepted that. If I'm gonna be, it's not that I don't want anybody, but it's, if I have to be alone, I'm okay with that too. Like, I'm not, because I would rather that than be in a relationship with someone I don't really want to be with, and you're not, I don't want to be with you, I don't want you around. Like, it's like, this is why I think people end up in a relationship and then the woman start cussing the dude out and being mean to him all the time and disrespectful, because they never liked him from the beginning, and they would do little stuff that just, because when you don't like somebody, they irritate you. Like, any little thing, like, why are you breathing like that? Like, like, it's like, so you living with this person, y'all been together for years, and now you hate, you don't, it's like, like, you just don't want to be around them.
You got kids, you got a house, and you guys share a whole bunch of things that you're responsible for together. Is that enough to throw all that away? I'm
not saying throw it away. I'm saying don't be there in the first place, is what I'm saying. People
gonna get annoying.
No. I'm saying, if this is someone that you knew that you didn't like from the beginning, but because
don't have a fucking kid with them.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I just said. Selection. Because I feel like if that's really your person, you're going to tolerate a lot more. You're going to be willing to work on it, because you know this is what you're going to come together. You're going to come up with solutions when you're having disagreement. You're going to be more willing to work on it if you feel that at your core. Like, this is you connected. Like, they're your friend. They're everything, too. Like, that's different. If it's someone that you don't really, like, I could do without, I don't care if they walk away tomorrow. That's not, you never really cared about that person like that.
I follow you. That's you. You got nothing you want to add to that? That's all.
I just like to say, I've been extremely hot this whole time. I've been petting this cat down here.
Yo.
Relax.
My cat Nala.
Yeah, super relaxed. And yeah, I'm for men and women, this togetherness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What was the topic that you wanted to talk about?
Who, me?
No, her. You have one?
No.
Oh. Yo, man, come on, man. You be having stuff, man.
Sometimes, but I'm just chilling. We went to the beach, bro.
That's something to talk about. Let's talk about fatherhood.
We had family fun day.
Yeah, family fun day.
You don't have to be blood to be family.
Like
exactly.
We don't only got to talk about. We could talk about the good, the value that we're trying to do on our end to show examples in our community and stuff like that. So yeah, we had a family event. You know, everybody went out, had a tent, you know what I mean, random, went to the beach, you know, the baby went into the water, you know, stuff like that, you know what I mean? It was, you know, life was good, you know what I mean? It wasn't nothing, you know,
Clarify the baby.
whatever.
You have no children.
Had a good time. Huh?
The baby.
What?
Clarify. People are gonna
I
think
mean,
you have
oh
children.
yeah. I don't have any children. I have a godson. His name is Noah.
Noah.
You know, we went out.
He is so adorable.
I took him to the beach.
When I see babies, I'll be like,
we all went out. OD took us actually. OD took all of us out. You know what I mean? Shout out to OD. You know what I mean?
Had a great time.
And shout out to you for the pizza.
Exactly. Shout out to
We went. First of all, like I always say, Connecticut got the best pizza in the world. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hands down. Like, well, not in the world. We'll say in the U.S. because I don't know. I never been to Italy. So, Connecticut definitely got the best pizza in the U.S. And every time I tell people, they be like, nah, I don't know. Some people from Rhode Island like, yo, this is really good. Some people from Virginia, this is really good. I told you it's good. And it's like, I don't know, like, if it's real Italians, I don't know what it is, but the ingredients is always phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's a good atmosphere. It's really good service. They keep coming back. They treat you like your family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And our waiter, which was of the Asian community. That was kind of crazy. That was kind of mind blowing a little bit. That kind of like, whoa, you don't see that every day in a pizza place.
They be having. There was a black dude at the Chinese restaurant.
I seen a Mexican, but I have yet to see a Chinese. And then you know what? You know what?
Different.
Pizza came from China, I believe.
Did it?
In history.
Did it?
I believe so. Fact check it. You get a chance to just prove me wrong. But I believe I learned that on Nickelodeon back in the day watching Richard Scarry.
Oh, I used to like that.
Yeah, with the little.
And the books were
the
good.
worm that had the balloon that was an apple.
That might have been a Mandela effect.
Yo, that's crazy.
But,
How could pizza that we love so much
who invented
not really be?
Did it come from China?
Where? So where? And
we're back now. Yeah, but this show that I was watching was crazy. You had a topic though, right? Oh.
It was short notice. I could find one. Cause you just said today, you could do the topic and we didn't talk about this.
Italy.
It was Italy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where does pizza come from? Pizza dates back thousands of years, believe it or not, tracing its roots back to flatbreads, toppings that were popular in ancient Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans. But modern pizza, the flatbreads with the tomato sauce, cheese, and toppings was born in the western coast of Italy and the city of Naples.
So nothing about China. So I don't know, man. Nickelodeon, yo.
Cat.
Messing up kids' minds, you know what I mean?
Well, that's where you got that from?
Well, I got it from not Nickelodeon, the what's it called? The Adventures of Richard Scarry or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? That.
Cat.
I was talking about. I really came from China.
The Chinese origin of pizza is nothing more than a legend. While the story attempts to explain the dish, it fails to recognize that pizza has been around for centuries, and a pizza-like dish is present in numerous cultures. The dish we know today as pizza is recognized as originated in Naples in the 1700s.
Damn, see?
Richard Scarry, cat.
Why y'all did that to me? Well,
why Nickelodeon did that to them?
I've never been to a Chinese pizza restaurant, so that was why I was like, yo, that reference was like probably helpful to the
How the
argument.
song go? Sometimes I run, Sometimes I cry.
Right.
Sometimes it's telling me that all I really want is to hold you. That's how the song goes.
What song?
What song is that?
Y'all don't know?
No, sing. Go ahead. I want. Who sings it?
Britney Spears.
It
She got
sounds
smacked in the
familiar.
mouth.
Britney
So
Spears.
Britney.
No, that's not even what happened. They said, excuse me. Cut that out.
That's what she said.
What?
No,
What? Who said
but
it?
Britney Spears
there's
you
a
talking
video that came out that shows she made it up. That's
What?
not what happened. Because they were talking
Oops,
about it
I
on their.
did it again.
Yeah, that's what they said because she ran up and tapped the guy with a British accent.
Wow.
She
She
ran
tapped the guy
up
with a
and
British
tapped him on the
accent.
shoulder and was like, "Cheerio." Like,
Oh,
I don't know what she
cheerio.
said specifically, but they said they heard somebody
Yeah.
talking with a British accent, ran up and tapped him, and the security knocked her hand out the way, and maybe she hit her own self and they moved her hand. But why you come? And they didn't know that was Britney Spears, and the way she ran up on him, and then she was talking with a British accent.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what is wrong with you?
They thought she
That's
was
their security
a secret
job. They
operative.
didn't do that. They said
Under the
they saw
alias
the video, and that's not what happened. He
of
hit her
Miss
hand
Britney
away
Spears.
That is hilarious.
because she
That's
tapped
crazy.
him on the shoulder. So
She
it's
tried
She was
to cap.
she was
She tried to
a
cap.
she was a Mission
See-
Impossible agent.
But it's crazy because once you get caught in a
Shout out to
lie,
Mission Impossible. That movie was awesome. By the way. Shout out to
once you get caught in a
Tom
lie,
Cruise old ass.
you're known as a liar.
right, like
Right.
this. I'm gonna say this quote: "You cannot repeatedly disappoint somebody." And I'm gonna add this part in. You cannot repeatedly disappoint somebody after they told you about the issue and expect their energy to still crave you. Like, naturally, you're every time you have
Say
to
that.
keep
Say that
going
into
through-
the mic. Say that into the mic. They need to hear that. That's powerful right there. That's powerful.
You cannot repeatedly disappoint somebody and expect their energy to still crave you after you've gone over this and discussed it, and they could see
Quote
it's
the
like
author.
it's
Who's
a,
that? Who said that?
You holding the mic the right way?
This is poetic style. This is
There you
someone
go.
that's on Instagram. I don't know if they.
This
I
is
don't
someone
think-
of today, a current poet.
I don't know if they actually made this or they just shared it on their page because they post
I
a lot
want
of
to know
quotes.
where that source is. I want to know where that comes from because I like that because that's true. If that's something quotable, because I mean we say that in different ways, but I mean if they've been saying this since the 1700s, then people just stupid. You know what I mean? Like why you ain't figured out? Like yo, look.
Because it's not even, it's out of your control. Like, you can stay with the person, but naturally your body, your like you said, your energy, you're gonna naturally, every time you disappoint me, it's gonna slowly go away, slowly and slowly. Like, my feelings for you are going to, I could try to stay because of what it used to be, but you're not giving me that anymore. So how long do you try to, I mean, you could stay,
That's what I'm
but
saying.
naturally your body is no longer gonna create, like they say, your energy is not gonna create that person, because like your body protects you. Your body tells you when something is not right. It when you're angry, you could get a headache from screaming or being too loud. Your body tells you when you're when
for
it's
guys,
not
overheat
dealing
and
with
shit,
too much.
yeah.
Yeah, you get hot. Like,
for guys, your body tells you when you want some ass. Like that should just be happening.
Everybody,
like, on
yeah,
some real
your body
shit.
tells any
You know what I mean? I had to hit the cheer button on that because, like, on some real, like, it's stuff that we gonna go through as men, and women are gonna have to be able to tolerate that shit. And there's things that women are gonna do that men are gonna have to tolerate, but we will not tolerate disrespect. We will not tolerate.
Like, what are your
hurt.
non-negotiables?
Well, the non-negotiables, like, that's a good question.
That's what I'm saying. Is what you're willing to tolerate. Everybody's threshold is different.
Right. And the list don't have to be that long. For a guy, like, if I want a girl to be understanding, that's like across the board. Like, if you got common sense, then you're gonna practice understanding. And if you don't have common sense, then you gotta have the willingness to learn. Allow me to educate you. Don't think you know everything. And also trust my leadership. trust my leadership, and respect me. If you can't do any of those things, then our relationship is probably not going to work because I'm very strong-minded. I in a lot of situations, I'm in charge of the ship, so to speak. You know what I mean? So I'm used to having to have these responsibilities, and now I'm adding you in as an additional responsibility onto the other responsibilities that I have. You're not gonna stress me the fuck out. You're gonna go, what they say on this new podcast I've been watching, back to the apartments. You ain't gonna be kicking it with me if you can't get on whatever program I already got going on. But yeah, I think I believe, like I always say this, like I believe in you know, the transparency. Like these dudes got to be transparent. Like you can't expect to go into a relationship. Now I'm putting it on the guys. We can't expect to go into a relationship being unintentional. So I'll give them that. If a woman says, yeah, men aren't intentional, some of them are not, but those are the guys that you're choosing, man. It's not every guy. Some guys are intentional. So for the guys that are not, yes, women want you to be intentional. So like, if you want her to be your shorty, then you have to treat her like you want her to be your shorty. Bring her around your family, stuff like that. You know, the shit that you do with the chick that you really like. They're not listening to us because they believe that, oh, nah, that don't mean nothing. They still, like, yo, like, they don't understand that you still want to get some pussy, so you got to tell them, look, I still like to get pussy. Or you're not ready to give it up because you're afraid to take that step. Sometimes it's the fear. Just be honest, it be the fear sometimes. It can be like, damn, I'm not afraid to give it up because I might not be able to get it back again. You know what I mean? Like, giving all this up for this chick, I'm never going to be able to go back. Don't have the FOMO. That's what we call it in fucking the stock market. Don't have the fear of missing out. Because it's gonna be there when you wake up, it's gonna be there when you go to sleep. But if you really want it, if you really want some new, then you gotta make yourself a better version of yourself. Because there's flaws that you had too. Everybody fucked up. It wasn't just this person. It was you probably for not identifying certain things and walking away early so you can give it the grace it deserves. And it was her for probably over-exaggerating in some cases, or maybe the opposite. You know what I mean? Whatever, but everybody shares some part of the blame in the situation. It's not one-sided. It's always somebody did something. And I learned my point. Man, you being quiet, man. You got what you got, bro? What you got, bro?
I'm high as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Give me a topic. Give me a topic.
I seen this article. There was a roller coaster ride
I do got one for you.
that was stuck upside down for hours.
Yeah,
and the people had to come.
I don't even fuck with
It's
the carnival
in-
ones no more.
It was posted on, no, this is from May 7th, but it was still this year.
Okay.
A roller coaster got stuck upside down for hours. The people had to, they had to call the people and they had to get them, and the people individually climbed down the ladder because it was stuck.
A woman climbed down and got him off the
No,
I'm
like
just,
they called.
I'm just playing. That was a little
Yeah,
fresh and fit joke.
Don't talk about them on
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Fresh
I'm
and
sorry.
Fit
I'm sorry.
is corny.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Y'all some cornballs. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
I said it.
Really?
I agree
You
with
gonna give me that sound bite?
some of what you said, some of what you say, but you're not the dude that you describe. So please stop it. Maybe the financial part.
They're high value. That's what makes a high value man.
That's it. But you
Money
corny.
make a nigga
so
look
money
handsome.
don't make you uncorny. Let's just keep.
It don't make you uncorny, but it gives you a sense of security, and that's what women value: security. We value beauty.
Yeah.
I would like for a girl to give me certain other
If
things.
you're just going after
on top of that
guy
beauty,
for
but beauty is the
finances,
first thing that
it's
attracts me
probably
to
not
it.
gonna work out. That's gonna be the chick that's gonna leave you and take you for where you got.
Not necessarily. We trying
she
to
just
say
wishes for
don't
that.
be like that.
That's
Hopefully,
what I'm saying.
hopefully they don't be like that. But
they lead in with their
but
money.
these bad chicks
and
be
then-
having other dudes.
Yeah, because they don't want you. That's what I'm saying. Like, if a chick want the person that they
They
really
don't
not
want
gonna
other
have.
dudes, and they got other dudes. Love them.
Yeah. So that's what you want. I mean, go ahead. He said you're gonna have a bunch of wives. Well, good luck for that for you.
One wife is a lot. You want a bunch?
That's what because they be like, are you in a relationship? And he be like, he was like, no, I'm single. He was like, but I'm gonna have multiple wives when I do decide to settle down.
I'm good, bro. I'm super high right now.
But I do watch the show, even though y'all get on my nerves. Like I said, some of the stuff that you be saying, most of it is true, and people need to hear it. But I just don't like your behavior. You be corny, spazzing on chicks, telling them to get the F out. Dude, you don't talk to none of the dudes like that come on the show. So that's what's corny to me.
That's not fair.
Like you be ready to pop off. You be like, get the fuck out. Then they get up to go to the bathroom. You're like, well, oh, you're leaving? Well, get the fuck out. And it's like, what's wrong with you? Like, get yourself together.
Yeah,
you can tell you got bullied in school
angry,
or something, and you angry. You like a police officer. That's just
bro,
arrested niggas because he's bullied in school.
Bro, talking about bullying is okay and shit.
Yeah, they talking about they need to bring back bullying. What type of man?
Bully my kid. Yeah.
Come on, don't listen to this dude, yo. Don't.
Cause I know parents that run in people's house, so like you crazy.
Throw some bleach on you. You heard? All right. Who's gonna? What's the topic? Let me find some.
One of the other topics was, would you like to be rich and unhappy, or not rich and married?
Okay. I speak on that. My bad. You said rich or what?
Yeah, re-say it because they probably ain't hear me. I ain't hear me in the mic, so re-say it was rich and unhappy, or not rich and married.
Would you rather be rich and unhappy and not rich and married? How is that?
What?
You should. That don't make you should.
Look,
rich and unhappy,
rich and
or
unhappy,
not rich and married,
or
yeah,
married,
that's what I'm saying.
or not
just
rich.
Say happy.
Rich.
Not happy.
No.
Because what are you saying?
Married.
Because you're married.
You're not rich. You're not rich.
I'll say
you're not
rich.
rich.
I'll say,
but you be like middle class. You be there, but you're not rich.
I'll say not rich and married then for sure. Because like I said, I'm Mr. Population.
You should just say or not, because it sounds like you're saying marriage.
Rich and unhappy. Rich.
Marriage
Well, no. I'm saying
happiness.
rich, unhappy, and single. I guess you know what I mean. Because you're single.
Okay.
Single, rich, and whatever, or happy and married. Unhappy and single and rich, or happily married.
I mean, I would rather, because I always say before, I don't care about. I'm not gonna say I don't care about it all. Like I said, you need to be stable.
You can be rich and single.
Stable. You need to be stable. So me about finance, I don't care. I'm not necessarily trying to be rich. I mean, I take care of myself, and I do have goals that I'm trying to achieve.
Not even unhappy. Take unhappy out. Take unhappy out.
You
single and rich. Would you be single and rich?
No, I'm just saying the backstory. I already have my answer. I'm just saying why I'm about to say it. So, yeah, finances to me is not like the forefront of my mind. Like I said, there are other factors that take precedence over how much money you make. So I would rather be in a happy relationship than to be rich. Like, I'm not gonna, and it don't have to be marriage either, because I don't necessarily subscribe to that. We gotta sign a paper so the government could be in our business, and then you have, and then if you do, well, you shouldn't be thinking about the end of it, but if you do want to file for a divorce, you have to pay just to file for a divorce. That's the first step. Why the hell am I paying you to get out of something that I wanted to do with me and my partner? Like, I don't necessarily, we could go have the ceremony or whatever, but I could be in a long-term committed relationship. It doesn't have to necessarily be a marriage. The part that we need more of is healthy relationships. Parents staying together with it is not about if you're married or not. If you're committed to each other and you're showing healthy habits, you're showing you're loving on each other, you come out and you say, good morning, babe, and smack her on the butt or something, give her a kiss on the cheek. You're showing you this is what love looks like. This is if your partner not doing that for you, like y'all wake up in the morning, you happy to see each other, I'm happy I have another day with you, then that's not the person you're supposed to be with. So that's what we need to encourage. Healthy relationships, whether you're married or you just committed to each other. Like, it needs to be healthy, because people don't, that it's not happening no more. It's just a bunch of toxicity, like, and it's ridiculous. But I would prefer to be like, if you're saying I'm gonna be unhappy if I'm rich and single, obviously why would I want to be unhappy?
I mean, just take unhappy. Just say rich and single.
Yeah, I mean, because like I said, I don't think nobody really wants to be alone. Guys don't really care, but if they could get someone that checked all the boxes, they would tie them down. Nobody wants to be single for the rest of their lives, but I also think you should have a standard, but it shouldn't be a crazy standard that's unobtainable. It should make sense. It should be a realistic standard. But I think if no one's meeting that standard, and you should look at it and
to have sex with other women,
then they need to find someone that's okay with that.
There you go.
Some women will accept that. Like I said, a side chick is worse if, like, you're going back to the same woman, because, like, you got a whole relationship with her. But if you just have, like, random indiscretions from time, and I don't know what's going on, but if I caught you, I probably would be more accepting of it. It was just a random person. Then if it's a chick, she done fell in love with you too. Like, that's a problem, because now it's like,
he like, yo, this
and then
girl,
it's like, you must like her enough to a certain degree to make her a side chick and want to keep going back to her. You see something else in her. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's a threat.
See, that's
more
the
than
problem.
It's just a random chick. If
no,
it's a random chick, that's different.
That's the problem.
Wouldn't you agree?
That's the problem.
If it's a random chick that you don't know, you just smashed on a humbug, you went on vacation and it happened, or whatever. But if it's, I know, but I'm just asking him before you answer. If it's, you don't agree with that, Chris, because I know Dwayne's about to say already.
Just
like, there's
I just want to hear what's to be said.
So, like, if a dude goes and cheat, like, if you went and cheat with a random chick you didn't know, or you went on vacation, or you went somewhere and you ran into it, and then she was bad and you smashed or whatever, and then wouldn't you say, if it's a chick that you're always messing with, like, she's your side chick, like, she's in your life, she done fell in love with you.
Wait. If I smash
on the other side, one side is a random chick. The other side is she was random at some point, or maybe I don't know, something went on with y'all before, but you got a relationship with her, like a situationship, but you in a relationship. Wouldn't you there's something about her why you keeping her around, or you would just smash her?
Me personally, I couldn't do it. I would have to let somebody go, because dealing with two people. Me personally, I would have to, like, let somebody go, because I can't deal with two people at the same time. The headache and the karma that comes with dealing with two energies, especially because I know how I love. So if I'm getting this love, or even more in the female form, then it's like, come on, bro. Like, I already know how the story ends.
And that's what I'm saying.
Still
But
not
wouldn't
playing.
you agree if she's a side chick and you keep going back, it's not just the sex. There's something outside of that that's making you want to you don't want to be with her, but it's a threat.
Yes.
That would be a threat more than just a random chick.
I do agree that if I was if I was cheating with somebody, there would have to be, because like I said, that's my morals. So I wouldn't deal with two people. So if I was dealing with two people, there would have to be something about her that would keep her around 100%.
All right, I'm glad. Like, yo, I wish I had the sound effect. Hold on, my shit.
I gotta put this.
I wish I had the sound effect to go. Cause they both sound a little triggered with it, but cause nobody wanted me to jump in because they know what I'm gonna say.
I don't know what you're gonna say.
Oh, you got a feeling. You got a feeling. But this what I'm saying. First of all, men enjoy variety, right? So let's just throw that out there. Men enjoy variety. So it's not that the woman is better than her or anything like that. It's that men enjoy the variety of another woman. It could be any aspect of that woman that would attract us to them, but we want to try it out, and that's our flaw. That's our burden to bear. Women's burden to bear is to always, always emotionally react to certain things because it's in their nature to do so. And that's their first reaction to it. So our thing is just sometimes we are susceptible to our weaknesses, right? But I understand, like, if I'm smashing, me personally, I could say anyway. But I know a lot of other men that also probably feel the same way. That if there's another woman that you're dealing with, there may be something that attracts you to that woman, but there's only one of the women that you actually are willing to die for and sacrifice things for. There's more at stake. You pour more into her, you invest more into her. Everybody knows that. That's the whole nature of a side chick. I don't give a side chick my attention like that because that's a side chick. That's how when you play the game a certain type of way. There are guys that do it. Yeah, click the foot. There are. It's probably 20. There are guys that probably, they probably just try to get anything or whatever. But some dudes, like, they probably, like, they go to certain places and it's rare that they meet this type of woman that they might meet when they go out. But the dude know what he is, like, you feel me? You know what you are. You know why you don't want to go up to shorty. You know why you do want to go up to shorty. You feel like, I might not be right now. You know what I mean? It might not smell good right now. Like, hold up. She not that type. But if you got that all the time, you like, fuck it. Like, I know I'm a little dusty. I was just playing ball. What's good with you? You know what I mean? Like, the swag surpasses everything else because there's other things that she's drawn to because of the respect that you're showing her and all that shit. Like, it's different because you going up to approach a woman is what we really supposed to do. Like, women not supposed to be hunting for us. Like, we supposed to be hunting for them. That's the thing. We're supposed to be out here trying to get a wife. The thing is that the women that we encountering are not really wife material, and they don't really know what it is to be wife material because they never really seen examples of that. Their moms are not wives most of the time. You know what I mean? So they don't know what that is. So this example from TV and all that other shit is nice because there's an understanding. They got this big house that they live in with the whole family there. The pop got a really good job or something like that. Like, it's not just just random family. Like, they have a lot of things that the families that we grew up in don't have. And that's where you have to get the understanding. It's like, yo, like, the world that I come from, like, I have to be able to develop a certain type of way to become this person. So you gonna take this ride with me, or you gonna just be like on some shit like, fuck it. You doing this on your own, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, what's the point of a relationship? And if I fall off, you can't be like, you know, I'm packing, I'm leaving with the kids and everything. Yo, you don't know what happened. This girl was harassing me at work for mad weeks and shit like that. Like, I saw the movie Disclosure.
Oh my God, keep on.
Yo, because that shit's crazy. She harassing you at work. She abusing her power, her authority to you know, seduce you and all of this. And you resisting, but she's gorgeous. You know what I mean? How much can you resist? You feel me? So it's like that weakness. And then you be like, damn, I'm just gonna throw this away for everything. I must really like her. Nah, it's like, she know I'm a nigga. My shit can woody. I'm ready to go. Like, you feel me? Like, but I know, like, damn, I'm gonna have to deal with shorty. If I could smash this chick without having to deal with shorty, I would. Cause there's not anything more than what's going down here for me. And, you know what I mean? That's just how I feel about it. Who is... You wanted to go?
I'm gonna go.
You wanted to go? All right, go ahead.
So, I saw the UFO tapes with the guy that the UFO landed in the guy's backyard, and I just want to say, they are here, y'all. They are here.
They have arrived.
They probably been here.
It landed in their backyard like that ass?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I think, bro.
What the hell are you talking about?
Bro,
We're just talking about like a UFO landed in the backyard. Yo, you gotta elaborate on that. That was super fucking random.
This shit hit national news, nigga.
When?
They said that like a lot of people have reported seeing some shit in the sky. I think this is in Cali. I don't know where it was, but they reported seeing some shit in the sky.
And a lot of different places they've been seeing that.
Mm-hmm. And the one in particular dude, he said a craft landed in his backyard, and he was a Mexican dude.
Get out.
Yeah, and they have a video out. Bro, when I tell you, there was like, I don't know, bro. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna show you the video. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, but I believe that them motherfuckers is here. I don't believe it was a hoax. I don't believe that shit was fake. It looked like they had technology to stealth themselves or camouflage themselves, nigga. And that's where I'm like, bro, am I seeing it? At first I'm thinking it's like a mist because there was like a distortion. And then it's like, when my boy told me that the way the person described the creatures, it was creatures, nigga.
We gotta leave the link to this
creatures,
shit.
Nigga. Like, it wasn't just that UFO,
We gotta
bro.
watch this on
Yeah,
the
they
on
said
the
they
screen.
seen them get out.
Pull this up. I gotta see this. Pull this shit up.
This shit is getting crazy out here,
What's
bro.
the name of the outcast?
I don't know. I don't even know. Like,
UFO.
it was on TikTok.
Man.
TikTok is
It
crazy,
was on TikTok.
bro. TikTok.
You
is
sure
crazy.
it wasn't somebody? You know they could do stuff, yo.
No.
You know they could do stuff.
Even if they did anything to the video,
It was
bro,
on the news.
I put
It was on the news, too?
exactly. Cause bro, it was too many people reporting seeing this shit.
Oh, that's crazy.
Wait till you see this shit, bro. You gonna go down the rabbit hole. I promise you.
That's true. Yeah.
There you go.
We gotta watch
Oh,
that too.
yeah. Facts.
But we about to lose speed. But I gotta charge.
Shooting stars, and these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
But yo,
Remember that family in Las Vegas that
Las
claimed
Vegas.
a
Yo,
UFO
this is
landed
wild
in their
when we watch
backyard
that.
and say they saw an alien? Well, if they decide to come back, the police want to have more evidence. They set up cameras in the yard of the family who made the original 911 call. Sources close to the investigation said they do not believe the call was a hoax.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube channel.
No.
And download the ABC7 Los Angeles stream.
It's a wrap. I'm saying too much.
crazy. What the fuck is going? Yo, so that's some wild shit. But we gotta know more. We gotta know more. We gonna continue this video.
And they just playing the police call.
Yo,
They're trying to. They told the
gotta
family.
find out more about this shit.
They
This
told the
is crazy.
family they couldn't really speak on that shit.
Our 8 News Now investigators digging into this for weeks now, and tonight our David Shards with the video you will only see on 8 News Now.
These sources telling Daily News Now investigators that several agencies believe something landed or crashed. Whether it was non-humans or not, it certainly scared the people living on this property. Now, before we show you that video, listen to their call for help.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it.
We not live.
And another one beside it, and it has big eyes and looking at us. And it's still there.
Okay, where is this
on your property? In the backyard. And I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we certified this.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot. 9 feet, 10 foot, I don't know, they look like aliens to us. Big eyes, they have big eyes, like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
While the 8 News Now investigators obtaining video as officers then responded to the call you just heard, you'll see the officers also saw something in the sky that night, but the big question is, what was it?
It was a
And
fucking
is it all
UFO,
connected?
bro. Oh, yo, turn this shit off.
It's
bro.
almost
I wanna
midnight
cuss
on
this
May
shit.
1st when a Las Vegas Metro Police officer's body cam catches this. Something flashing low in the sky.
You should put beep.
Minutes
And I know
later,
because I was.
I can't do it if we live. I'm not
fix it right now.
Big eyes and looking at us. And it's still there.
It's raining.
someone calls 911 reporting 2 large figures in their backyard.
I'm still nervous right now.
The 8 News Now investigators obtaining another officer's video as he's sent to the Northwest Valley home.
I'm likewise, bro. Everyone's on a shooting star, and these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
By now, it's more than an hour after that bright light. Officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What did you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like an all-time from top.
I'm not gonna BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why.
Listen.
Be on the move like I need a new hobby. Fuck a 9 to 5.